Book Fix podcast, where we fix lives one book at a time. I'm your host, Yajaira.
And I'm your host, Cheli.
And how are you feeling, Cheli?
I'm good. It's been a wild week for both of us.
Yeah, you had a swim over here, practically.
I did. I'm currently in my family home, which is 10 minutes away from Yajaira. We're really close to each other.
Yeah, but it's really late, so we decided, since it's a school night, we're not filming together.
I didn't want to wake up Ma and Pa and have to ask for permission, so.
Can you imagine at our age?
I know.
Mom? Dad? Is it cool?
It does feel really weird being back, though, because the last time I filmed an episode here was when we started our podcast.
Oh, memories. Yeah, we were in your room.
Yeah, so it's been a while.
Dude, that feels like so long ago.
Mm-hmm. What a tiny room to film in.
I know, we've had a glow up, honestly.
But we are here today, and I feel like I'm marrying you.
The way you said it just sounded like you're.
We are here today.
You can ask. I'll say yes.
Wait. Anyway, we're here, but I kind of want to talk about book tea before we start, if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's so much.
Yeah, but there's one. There's one that you brought up.
Oh, yeah. So Cheli and I hung out. What was it, yesterday?
Yeah.
And I brought some. No, just kidding. That was a whole different one. I brought it up today while I was at work. I sent you a picture. Okay, so I don't know who posted this, okay? I think it's an author who posted this, and they wrote, "This is a joke. I would never actually call anyone a stupid asshole, but I have a point to this, so please read below. In all seriousness, is there really ever a book that deserves a single 1-star rating? Books are a person's art. They are a type of creative and oftentimes a personal expression. Imagine someone telling you that something you spent years of your life working on is awful and should have never been created in the first place. That hurts. A lot. I don't think there is ever a time to rate a book 1 star or even 2 stars. What that really means is that the book just wasn't for you. It isn't your reading style, so why post a negative, hurtful review when the book just wasn't your cup of tea? Not only can those types of reviews cause other readers who might love the book to think twice about reading and possibly miss out on something they love, but it causes true mental and emotional damage to the author. I am advocating for kindness and not rating a book lower than 3 stars. Instead, let's leave the stars blank, and instead of posting a negative, hurtful review, just make a note saying this book wasn't for me, but if you like these themes, then it might be just the book for you. Kindness over everything."
When you sent me this, I thought it was a joke. Like, I didn't know this was an actual author who wrote this, because when she wrote "this is a joke," I thought she meant like her comment was satire. But then I immediately saw it on Twitter, and people were like, yeah, authors are really coming for reviewers now. And it's like, oh my God, like, I can't believe that's happening.
It doesn't surprise me because I have made writer friends, and I know a couple of them who I'm not trying to expose anyone, and I don't even know how to really describe this because it's weird, but pretty much they will block anyone who gives them like critiques, like any criticism. And they'll even make posts like, "Oh, who wants to read this type of story?" And like how you can make polls on Twitter?
Yeah.
So both of the answers will say like yes or hell yes, you know what I mean? So which I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily, but I know this person, and I know this person like says, if you don't have anything nice to say, I'm blocking you. Like I don't need to hear it. I don't need criticism. I'm not asking for criticism. I'm just putting this out there because it's what I love to do, and she doesn't want any criticism. And like, in a way, I understand that some people can't handle any negativity, but you can't police everyone. And
exactly.
I think I've mentioned this to you personally before, but I really don't like this notion of toxic positivity. I don't know what is happening lately where people get so like hurt when anyone says anything negative. Like, I don't know if I mentioned it when there was that what is it called? When there was that thing going around on TikTok where people were saying the books they DNF'd in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a whole like collection of people that were like, why are we talking about the negative side of, you know, your reading experience? Why not talk about the positive side? And it's like, I mean, I can do both. I can talk about the positive and the negative side. And just to bring up something that this author posted in their post, I can read a negative review and still want to read the book.
Yep.
Like I think some negative reviews are so funny that I'm even more interested in the book.
Yes, I agree. And then like her whole idea of books should never have 1 or 2 stars, that would just defeat the purpose of rating it, because then it wouldn't be an honest rating and I wouldn't know where to look. Like that's the point of the whole star system, for us to be able to voice our opinions. And like you said, sometimes some opinions are going to be negative, but that doesn't mean that it'll stop everyone from still reading that book. We still read books that have gotten pretty low ratings. And I mean, sometimes we love them. Like there's nothing wrong with giving something a low rating. And if we don't like it, it sucks, but that's the reality of putting yourself out there. You're going to get criticism and you can't just avoid it. Yeah, if you don't want to read the comments, you don't want to read the reviews, that's fine, but you can't stop people from voicing how they feel about it.
Yeah, and I feel like as an author, it sucks, but you really shouldn't comment on it because it just makes you look bad. I feel like it makes you more of a target for people to, you know, find something wrong with your book because they think, oh, well, she needs the criticism, right? And criticism isn't a bad thing. Like, it's a way for you to grow as a writer. Like, that's why workshops exist.
Yep.
You know, you don't go to writing workshops just so everyone can kiss your ass and be like, oh my God, beautiful writing, love it. People were brutal in the workshops that I've been in, and it really helped me a lot. Like, realize the things that I didn't notice that I was doing in my writing.
Yeah.
So I think it's helpful. And I understand that people, you know, it hurts their feelings, but my advice, just don't look at the reviews then. Just close your eyes and pretend like everyone gave it 5 stars.
Yeah. And just to say, just as like a statement, I agree with it. I approve. You don't have to be a writer to leave a review either. Like you can read
because that was
and leave a review.
That was a whole other topic. But yes, you don't have to write something to review it. Same way, like I don't have to build a house to like give my opinion on it.
And I mean, like, not to like toot our own horns, but you're a writer and you've been doing it forever. And I don't write. I mean, I've dabbled, but you know, I'm not
written.
Okay, but that doesn't, like, it's not a passion of mine, you know? But that doesn't make our opinions any less valid. Because sometimes you bring up points that I've never thought about. And, you know, vice versa. So
yeah. No, yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's all about the experience. And I mean, there's, you know, like us, there's the books that we gave 5 stars. We've read people who have given them 1 stars. And it's just like, oh, well, it's not going to change our rating. It's just like, yeah, well, I mean, our experiences were different.
Yep, exactly. But today we're here to talk about 2 books. We are here to talk about The Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo because on Tuesday she released Hellbent, which is the second book to Ninth House.
And they are dense. I don't know why we did this to ourselves, but we're going to do it again when Infinite Threads comes out next month.
Oh my gosh, I know. But we're here, and I mean, we know Leigh B. We know her.
LB Pound? Love it.
It's a little nickname we have for her.
It's not an insult, I swear. Okay, I just think that's so cute. I had a friend whose initials was LB, and I was like, oh my God, love you, Pound.
Love you. But we are here to talk about Leigh Bardugo's story, Away from the Grishaverse, and her, I guess, delve into modern day, but magical and adult. You're right, adult fiction.
It's adult urban fantasy.
Oh, thank you for correcting. So before we get into summarizing the story, do we summarize first? Hello, I don't know why I'm like jet
Hello?
lagged, but I didn't even take a jet.
You haven't even been on the plane yet. Oh my god. You're Cheli, you're gonna be one of those people where they take a plane, but it's literally like 20 minutes and you're like, man, I'm jet lagged.
I'm sorry. I can't remember if we guess our overall thoughts first or if we summarize first. Sorry. I guess I haven't been listening to our episodes.
You literally haven't. But where you can find on Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
Amazon Music,
Amazon
or
Music,
you find podcasts
please. Do you mind?
I'm sorry. It's just, it's kind of my thing to say that. And I feel kind of like left out.
No, your thing is saying it at the end. Let me say it throughout.
Okay. You're right.
But we summarize first and then we guess what the other person feels about it.
Okay, well, I'm going to try to keep the summary short because it is a really dense book, but it has a very simple plot, I guess, but just a lot of little things. But just to talk about both stories, the ninth house starts off with our main character, Alex Stern, who is a girl who comes from a complicated home life. And after a very horrible murder happens to several people, with her being the last one standing, people reach out to her and are like, hey, you just went through this traumatic experience, but I heard you can see ghosts. You want to go to Yale? So she ends up attending
on a scholarship.
She ends up attending Yale on a scholarship with an organization called Lethe, also known as the Ninth House, and they oversee arcane magic that happens at Yale. And she works, or she's a student there, but works under her Virgil, whose name is Darlington. And they are learning together. He's basically teaching her the ropes, but he mysteriously goes missing and no one really knows where he's at. And she spends the entirety of the book trying to get him back.
That was a really good summary. I loved it.
Should I also try to summarize Hellbent right now, or do you want to wait until we talk about Hellbent?
Let's wait until we talk about Hellbent.
Okay, so if we're just talking about the ninth house right now, can I guess your overall thoughts?
Yes, go ahead.
I think we've both tried reading this book in the past, if I remember correctly. Did you ever try?
No, I didn't.
Oh, wow. Okay, never mind.
Melissa had mentioned it to me before, but and I think she tried to explain what it was about, but she didn't want to give me any spoilers, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
But it's just kind of, no, I didn't try.
I don't know if this is your type of story. And I do know for both of us, because I'm going to be transparent here, it was a dense read. And both of us the whole time were like messaging each other like, please, for the love of God, listen to this chapter in freaking 1 point speed because I did not understand it.
Because we normally we normally listen to our books through Audible, and it'll be like fucking 3 times speed.
Yeah, but it's because we're good like that. But anyway.
Yeah, we have ADHD. I'm sorry, okay?
Anyway, you don't normally go for these types of books. I don't think you've ever have. I don't know if you liked it. And to be honest, I'll be very honest right now. Every Leigh Bardugo book that we've read, I don't think you've loved them. Like, I know you like them.
What?
Hello? I know you like them. And I'll get more into that later. But I don't.
The Six of Crows duology.
But I think you like the characters. I don't think that you like the story that much. Because if I asked you what that heist was about, would you even be able to give me a response? Because I can't even respond to that.
For which one? The first one?
There was a different heist?
Or the second? Well, when they got Inej back, and then
God.
when they were like fucking doing the sugar shit. Hello?
Wait,
are you a Bardugo head or not?
wait, don't mix the heist. Don't mix the characters. They're going to start bleeding into this one. I don't know if you like this story, but I do think that you like the characters enough to give the ninth house a 3 out of 5.
I don't know if you typically seek out these types of books either, but I know that you are a Leigh Bardugo stan. I know how much you love her. This book was very dense. And you even texted me that it kind of reminded you of like our experience reading Six of Crows. Because Six of Crows, we had to like reread a couple of times in order for us to understand what the hell was happening on the paper.
Yep.
I'm just going to take a guess. I think you would probably give it like a 3.5. I'm going to guess 3.5.
Okay. Moving into like our actual episode, we're gonna try to keep it short, by the way. So I'll tell you when we reach like a time that's like a good cutoff. But I wanted to ask
the reason
you. Oh, go ahead.
I just want to say that the reason why this episode's going to be a little bit different, is because I have a final. I have a final coming up like tomorrow. So I really didn't have much time to dedicate to these 2 books, but we already have like a set schedule for this month and next month. So
you don't have to justify it to anyone. You do you.
But I just don't, because I don't want people who like, like if they like love this book, and normally sometimes we'll actually go through like the whole story of like what actually happens. But I don't want them to feel like, well, damn.
Well, speaking for everyone else, because you know how everyone in the world has the same opinion. Speaking for everyone else.
I love when that happens.
I still really appreciate that you made the time to read these 2 books. Because that's saying a lot. Being able to read the stories and like come and talk about them. Even if we didn't understand everything, not everyone has high IQ. So, I mean, we'll try our best.
No, literally. Can you bring up the review that you saw, please?
Yes.
It's so funny.
Give me a sec.
I thought it was for this book, but it was for We Were Villains?
The If We Were Villains review got a 1 out of 5 from someone. And they wrote, I think I'm too dumb to be able to appreciate this book. That's how I feel about this one.
Oh. Okay.
No, I
Love
mean, that. Okay. Well, that leads me to my first question.
Go ahead.
Do you think that I liked Alex and Darlington? Go.
Ooh, this is a tough one. Let me just say, Cheli is an enigma. She is the hardest person to crack. Don't try to guess anything for her. But I'm going to guess that you love.
That's a big word.
Oh shit.
4 whole letters.
I'm trying to guess which one you would love. I'm gonna say Darlington.
Dude. Daniel Arlington the 5th? Dude, he's my guy.
Wait, yeah, right?
Yes.
Oh my god, my heart was pounding. I was like, I don't know.
I didn't Darlington too, right?
Yeah.
Wait.
No, I did. I did love him. I probably didn't love him as much as you, but I do like him. I think he's a good character. It's weird because I don't know if this is a favored archetype, but I really like those characters who are very privileged, but they're also very like one of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really like that he was such a kind person. And it's so interesting to see how much he is like the opposite of Alex.
Yeah.
Because Alex has been through shit.
Yeah, she really has. But I like too that I ended up loving him in the 9th house. I thought he was a really good character. And it was interesting because he wasn't even in it. Like all of his scenes were the past.
Yeah, I thought that was freaking crazy. It was driving me a little bit crazy though when it was going back and forth. Because I was like, wait, where the fuck is Darlington?
And
where is he?
It kept like getting closer to the point where you knew he was about to go missing. And I'm like, he's not in fucking Spain, is he? Like, I don't want to hear where this bitch boy at. Like, something's going to happen to him. But I thought his character was really good. Only because, like you said, he's so privileged in his life. And he's such a perfect preppy guy.
I know.
Everyone looks up to him. Everyone like counts on him. But it's interesting because a character, Alex Stern, who's the complete opposite of him, for some reason, this is the person he's jealous of. And it's because he's been working towards understanding magic and he wants it and he wants to have the power she has. But suddenly someone who in his eyes at the beginning is so undeserving of it has it. And I love that about him.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting, like this world that Leigh Bardugo created, because I really like how every house, or I don't know if they're called houses, but like every like subsection, like the Skull and Bone, Scroll and Key, Book and Snake, like they each had like their own type of magic that they were governing. I thought that was really cool. And I really liked how with Darlington, I don't know how to bring it up, but you know, like how he was living with his grandfather?
Yes.
I really liked that moment of desperation when he was trying to access magic and he ended up drinking that poison.
Oh my God.
Bruh, I fucking loved that. I don't know, like I just love how different it is that these people are trying to like make magic happen through like different types of potions and shit. But with Alex, like it just comes natural to her. It's just who she is.
It comes naturally, and it's funny because it's not even something she wants. And
I know.
Just because I said Darlington's my boy, because he is my boy. I really like Alex. I feel so bad for her.
Oh, dude, same. Oh my God, she has been through so much. That homicide moment that happens in the beginning, yeah, she was responsible for it. Which I thought was really crazy. Like, I don't know, like I wasn't expecting that.
She was in charge of it, but she was powered by the ghost of her friend, right?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Helly?
Yeah, Helly was inside of her, but like she never really felt remorse for it.
No, she didn't. And I mean, it's so sad because
wait, can we just like go back in time? Like,
okay,
because
I'm going with
Alex, thank you. Alex, she's been able to see ghosts forever, right? And ghosts are attracted to like, what is it? Like intense emotions. So like tears, blood.
Yes, they feed off
like
of
sex, like anything like that, right?
It's anything that reminds them of being alive.
So they stay away from like graveyards, which I thought was like cool. But there's a scene, which trigger warning, it's very like triggering. When she first gets her period, she's in like a stall. I don't know what type of bathroom it is. I think they were like on a field trip or something.
Yeah,
because her classmates were there, but she was alone in the stall, and she sees that she got her period, and this moment like threw me the fuck off. She literally gets raped by a ghost. And that's kind of like the fucking like trajectory of her entire life, because after this moment, obviously she's a different person now, so she becomes friends with like a bad group of people later on, and she realizes that certain drugs dull her abilities to see ghosts, or maybe like they're still there, but she doesn't really like
think about
see them as much anymore. It's kind of like she's too much in a haze. What did you think about her character through like that beginning parts?
When we were first introduced to her, I would have never known. Like, I know that they had brought up that she had like a drug past, but then when it went into like her starting it, I think at the age of 15, it kind of made me feel a certain way. Like, I didn't like seeing a character like that. And normally,
no, because she was so young when she was in this like bad group of people and like dealing with drugs.
And there was so much talk of sexual assault that happened in that group. And I wasn't down. Like, I didn't like that. But I like Alex Stern as a character, because even with all of this stuff, like this baggage that she carries, I like how much she just wants a normal life. And it sucks. Like, it hurts that it seems like everything just always happens to go bad for her.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt really bad for her too. So in the moment of the murder, how did you feel about Helly's? I feel like Helly's death was really sad though, because she didn't realize that she was gone. Like, she didn't realize that she was seeing her ghost. I fucking, it's so sad, but I do like those moments of like with like ghosts when you're like, oh, oh fuck, they're dead.
Yeah. And oh God. And the body was laying right next to her. But she was drugged out, right? She couldn't even think straight. Oh my gosh. Dude. And okay, this is such a weird thing to bring up. But you know that scene where the boys came in and they tried taking Helly's body and her sandal fell off and they tried putting it on her? That freaked me out a lot.
That freaked me out too. Because, okay, so Helly is dead and Alex is freaking out because she fucking loved Helly. And the other guys are like, well, we have to get rid of the body. Like, we'll just leave her in an alleyway. Like, they'll just be like, oh, she's just, you know, she's fucking, it was like an overdose, right? Like, that's what they're gonna, like, that's just like their cover up pretty much.
Yeah.
And so they're taking the body out, but but Alex is seeing Helly's ghost, and she kind of just like lets her in, so Helly kind of like possesses her, and that's when she fucking kills everybody.
She kills everyone, and Helly's ghost helps her clean up what happened, so that it's not burned on Alex. So Alex
and I think
has a lot.
Yeah, and I think it was interesting that because she was being possessed by Helly, everything that was done with her left hand. I don't even know. Did they say she was right-handed? But I thought that detail was really interesting.
Yeah, she was right-handed, but Helly was left-handed.
Oh, okay, see. Yeah, I thought that was a really good detail.
And that was basically what gave away that she was the one who had done it. Because no one knew of this crime until in one of the flashbacks we see Darlington and Alex talking, and she brings it up. And this, remember, Darlington is the perfect boy. He's never committed a crime. And she accidentally lets it slip, and he's just like, oh, so you killed them. And she's like, yeah, I did. And they're quiet for a very long time until he says, you know, I'm going to have to bring this up to the dean. Like, I can't not tell someone about this.
Yeah, because he would feel too bad about it.
And this conversation is cut short because he gets eaten by something. It looks like a portal, and everyone thinks it's a portal. And even Alex thought it was a portal for a really long time. But they realized that he had went into a mouth of a beast. And through, like, just assumptions, I guess, Alex figures out that he was taken to hell and eaten by a demon. Yeah.
Which, when that was revealed, I was fucking stressed. I was like, not my boy Darlington. Oh, because I didn't know. I had no idea what was going to happen after that. I didn't know how they were going to like resolve that issue, or if there was even a resolution to that.
I was so convinced because they had tried bringing Darlington back once. After that one try where there had been something come up and it said murder, I was so sure that they were saying it towards Alex. And I thought Darlington was dead. Like, I thought they had brought him back, a piece of him, and it had just died. So yeah. I didn't know that Darlington would still be somewhere else. But he was.
Yeah, he was.
How did you feel about the weird sexual tension between both of them?
I'm going to be honest. I do love Darlington, and I don't know if I love Alex. I feel really bad for her, and I did really like her character overall. But I felt really weird about that one scene when he was drugged, or like that something was sprayed on him and he was in a haze. And he was like fucking on his knees and touching Alex in like almost inappropriately. I didn't really like that scene because Alex kind of just like brushed it off like whatever, you know? Dude. And then that was kind of like the moment that Darlington realized, oh my God, wait, I think I like her. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really like that scene.
It's weird because I don't know if Leigh Bardugo has written any other adult type of content, but it gave me the ick. Like I don't like how she described certain things, and I'll talk more about it in Hellbent because they get more into it. But the way that they describe sex is really gross. Like it makes me feel gross. And maybe it's because most of the sex in this story is sexual assault. But even that kind of gave me the ick. Like, I didn't want to read that much. And the fact that it was fucking everyone that she knew that was sexually assaulting people. It's like, damn, there's no good people in this world. There's like everyone is a monster.
Yeah, no, I think that gave me the ick, was how much fucking assault was happening in this book. Like, because I'm not one of those people who thinks that it shouldn't happen in books. I would rather it didn't, but I mean, if it happens, I'd rather it not be described, though. So it like threw me off when it was described. But it just threw me off how many times it happened. Like, damn, why is everyone getting assaulted? It just made me, I don't know, it just made me really uncomfortable.
It did. There was also the main point of the whole fucking story since Darlington was gone. And it seemed like it was the thing that they were leading up to rescuing him. But there was also the murder of a girl named Tara. I'm going to be freaking honest with you. If you're listening to this podcast episode, I will say now, go read the books if you want to actually get all of the details. Because that whole Tara thing it doesn't affect the main story. I know it's part of the main story, but I don't even care.
I think the book was trying to be like a murder mystery, but I just felt like there was too much happening besides the murder mystery that it kind of made it into a subplot.
Yeah. I didn't care even for the reveal, though. I thought I would want to know who did it.
I didn't care either.
When they revealed that it was the dean, which was someone who was trying to also help bring Darlington back. And it turns out when that thing came back and said murder, they were talking about the dean and not Alex. Like there was all this. I was like, okay, I don't fucking care. I don't even know who Tara was. Yeah, she dipped all of her fingers in every single pie of every house, but I don't give a fuck.
I really didn't care either. I didn't like either that the villain had like a whole speech, but the speech kind of just felt, I don't know, pointless to me. I was like, okay, cool. You did this because, you know, this person, you know, possessed you, because the villain is like Alex. So, you know, sorry, did I say demon? I meant ghost. The ghost possessed you. So now you have all these like ghosts, you know, that are keeping you alive, which would be cool, but I didn't really care for the character. So I was like, okay, it should have been someone else.
Can I say who, because I love Darlington, but you know who my favorite like secondary character was?
Is it Dawes?
I love Dawes, but I love Turner so much.
Oh, I should have fucking known. You know what's funny? I was thinking about that today. I was like, I bet you anything she loves Turner. I knew it.
Because he's just a rough cop, but also a heart of gold.
He's been through shit. I liked him too, but he's not like my favorite.
Did you like Dawes?
No, I just, I did like Dawes, but she was, I don't know. She was like, whatever.
You were a Darlington head, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, Darlington. Yeah, no, I love Darlington.
I love the secondary characters so much. I like Dawes, and I love seeing her when she's with Alex, because their dynamic is so good. I think they work really well together.
Them two together are like, I love those two, like the dynamic together, because Alex is very like hard. She's been through a lot of shit. And Dawes is very like rule abiding. In the beginning.
Yes.
And then obviously they become friends, and then, you know, their personalities kind of just like mesh together. And I don't know. I really like them together.
Yeah. And the fact that we had a character also like Turner, who is like the connection of like the normal world and the magical world, not supposed to ask questions, but ends up getting dragged into this. I fucking love that.
I did love Turner's relationship with Alex, though. I think aside from, you know, Alex and Darlington, I think those two were my favorite, like, dynamic together.
Me too.
Because Turner was just like, oh my God, what are you doing here? Why are you in my crime scene?
And I want to specify this. I don't see that in a romantic way at all.
No, me neither.
But I wanted to see more of them too. Like more of them working together. Because I loved that they worked together. Because it was two different takes. Someone who's like committed a crime and is like, I'll fucking do it again. And fucking Turner who's like, no, we have to follow this. We have to follow the shit, follow rules. I wish we had seen more of it, but we didn't really get to. And, you know, we're getting close to talking about Hellbent. But I did want to mention too that Alex, while doing all of this, trying to bring Darlington back, they also she had a normal life. She lived in a dorm and lived with girls who didn't know about her magic world. I didn't give a shit about that.
I didn't either. And honestly, her roommates kind of just like blended in together. I had no idea who was who until one of them gets assaulted. And then I was like, oh, this is really sad. Like, it's sad that this is her like defining characteristic, I guess.
It kind of felt like that. And I was like, okay, now that I have to remember this character, because now, you know, they're going to mention her more often. But yeah, at the beginning, I was like, who the fuck is Mercy? Is Mercy just like an emotion or is that actually a person? Like, I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Her roommates seemed kind of annoying, but they were trying to show like, wow, normal college life. And it's like, Libby, pounds. Can I call you Libras?
Wait, that's actually kind of cute.
I don't know if you've been to college. Like
no, she went to Yale.
Oh my God.
She graduated from Yale. I think that's what inspired this book, honestly. That's my guess.
She went there and she's like, what if a man got eaten by a demon? Hear me out.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Please, we're studying for our math final.
Well, there was just so much lore on the Yale University, so I was like, well, she really knows her stuff, I guess.
But at the end of Ninth House, Darlington does not get saved. They do figure out that he might be in hell, and they just end the book with them like, okay, we're gonna fucking go to hell and drag him back. And that's how it ends. What were your actual thoughts? You need to give me your rating. Don't be scared to give it 1 star. It's okay.
after our like book tea in the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, so this book was really difficult for me to get into. I think I would have DNF'd it, to be honest, because it was just so much. Like, there was so much happening. And it's not that it was bad or anything. There was just so much happening. And there was a lot of narration. So it was a lot of like telling me what happened instead of like showing me. And I feel like Leigh Bardugo does really well with dialogue, but it was missing that here, in my opinion. I needed like more of it instead of just like telling me over and over again of the same events. Because there was a lot of repetition too of certain moments where I got really confused. I was like, wait, didn't we already go through this? But it would obviously add a little bit more to it. I did like the main characters. I like Darlington. I like Alex. Turner was all right, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. I did like him.
Okay,
because I can feel you sweating over there. But see, I wanted to bring up that I love fantasy. Urban fantasy, though, it's not really something that I typically pick up. I've read a couple, obviously, Twilight. Burn for me, I've mentioned it before. I read that one. I really liked it. And I never read City of Bones, but that's also urban fantasy. But I think I'm willing to read more of it. I just feel like it's hard for me to like remember, like, okay, it's fantasy, but we're still in a modern world. So when they would bring up modern shit, I was like, hold on, who told you the secrets?
It's like,
who told you that was...
We're talking about magic, but they're also talking about going to IKEA.
I know. I was like, I do love IKEA. I just feel like I haven't really had time to really digest the story, but I feel like right now I am feeling kind of like a 2.75. And more lower. Yeah.
Wow.
I honestly, I really feel like I would have DNF'd this book. I don't know at what point, but I think after all the assaults, I was so over it. I was like, why are these girls getting assaulted left and right?
Can I tell you something?
It was pissing me off. Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to DNF this book so much.
Wow, really?
I was probably like 40 pages in, and there was a part of me that wanted to tell you that I wanted to DNF it.
Oh my God, that was a part of me that wanted to tell you. After I think it was after the assault. I don't know. I was like, I don't know if I can get through this.
I know. I really wanted to. Okay, let's make a vow right now. Let's make a vow. If we want to DNF a book, we have to tell each other, even if the other person's super excited about it.
Okay, but like we should have a code sentence so it doesn't hit as hard.
Okay, so it'll just
like
be
the
like,
sky is looking a little pink today.
Okay, I'm writing it down.
I'm just kidding.
Well,
it could be something else.
The sky was looking very pink this day when I wanted to DNF this book because it made me realize things. And I mean, I did say it in your overall thoughts, what I thought you thought, but I thought it. You know
what?
I realized that every single Leigh Bardugo book that I have read, with the exception of Shadow and Bone, let me say that again. Every single Leigh Bardugo book that I've read, with the exception of Shadow and Bone, I've had so much trouble getting into, and I didn't know what it was. I thought it was just me. I thought it was my IQ. Like maybe it was too low for me. You know, I couldn't comprehend it. But I think what it is I don't like when stories expect me to get all of this lore through just narration and no dialogue or like talking amongst the characters. Because there was, what's the book we read? Malice and Misrule.
Yeah.
Misrule. I fucking loved the way they the way they presented the lore of that book, because I felt like I was going through it. Like I was getting into what was happening. Same for Bridge Kingdom, which we recently read. I felt like I was part of the politics.
We're a part of it.
Yes. And for this story, it felt a lot of like there was just front loading. Like, hey, you need to know all of this fucking lore. And it's like, I didn't go to Yale, Leigh. I didn't go. I went somewhere smaller. Like, you need to understand that I'm not going to remember. Yeah, she would say like, yeah, and you know, the Lethe house and this house. And I'm like, bitch, I don't even know where I'm at right now. Like, you need to calm down. I couldn't follow it. But I think what always saves her, and I think the reason people really like her, sorry, I don't mean to call people out, is that they like her characters. Because she's really good at writing characters. And likable characters, unlikable characters. She's really good at having people who are supposed to be considered bad people be seen in a different light. And that's like her strongest point. But she, like the rest of her writing, I just can't get into it. I couldn't.
Yeah. You know what? I never really thought about that. I think you're right though. I think she does an amazing job at writing characters, and I just didn't realize that before.
Yeah, and I was thinking of Six of Crows, because I don't know if anyone's ever listened to our episode. Maybe you should go back and listen to it. But we had talked
on Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Go Queen. Where else?
Amazon Music, Audible, apparently.
Oh wow. Oh my God. But anyway, she wrote this one scene in Six of Crows where Inej was getting attacked and she like jumped on a box, and we made fun of that scene because we were like, wait, what box is she on? How'd she get up there? And we were talking about this. But now that I'm thinking about it now, none of the other scenes to us we really talked about because it didn't matter. Like, she's trying to make this story so much more deeper than it is, when like really all we talked about were the main character dialogues. I don't fucking care that Tara's gone, because like she didn't give me a reason to care.
Yeah, no, we never really got any like character from her, you know?
Yeah.
And any oh my God, why am I blanking? I think it's because I have a final tomorrow.
You're fine.
It's because we just didn't have any like growth, development, like anything for us to care about why her murder was such a big deal.
Yep. So because of that, I think I would give this book like a 2 out of 5.
Wow, are you saying that I was being more generous?
Yeah, dude.
Damn.
I think so. I'm kind of shocked. But let's just move into Hellbent because I want to speed this along. But
Okay, go ahead.
Hellbent is a continuation of the Ninth House, and this book came out like this week. So not many people are talking about it yet. So here we are, early.
Here we are. No spark notes in sight.
Well, the story continues where the Ninth House left off with Alex and Dawes trying to find a way to go to hell to go save Darlington. And they don't really think it through about what consequences might arise from this. So through a bunch of trial and error, they do end up getting their wish and they do go to hell. But what they bring back is not really what they expect.
Yeah.
I don't want to go too into it. Spoiler free. Sorry.
Spoiler free, but not really, because I feel like at this rate, let's just get into the spoilers. Are we gonna guess?
Yes.
Okay. Damn. Well, since you gave the other one a 2, you know what's interesting? Off topic. I don't know. You don't really like second books. Do you know what I mean?
You think so?
Yeah. Well, at least from the ones that we've done. Because I was hanging out with Melissa recently. Shout out.
Yeah, queen.
And she was a queen. Love you. She was telling me that she really loves like the second book of a book series or a duology or whatever. And I thought about you, and it just like made me think like, I don't think you normally prefer the second book, but I'm just going to guess. Okay. I'm going to just guess. I feel like because we were on a time crunch and you didn't necessarily love the first one, I'm going to just guess that you would give this one.
Remember, I listened to it on 1.5 speed. Just letting you know.
I do remember that. Thank you. I would say the glow stick is the reason why you would give it a 3. 3.5 even? I think you just really loved it so much.
Actually, I'm going to reveal it right now. The glow stick gave it a 5. Thank you.
Fucking knew it. I should have gone higher.
Oh my god. Okay, a 3?
3.25.
Okay. I'm okay with that guess. Well, I know that you listened to this very quickly.
I had to. I had no time.
And you're a queen. Thank you so much for even listening to it. It means a lot because I mean we are a book podcast. The fact that we're both reading this is like amazing. But I do think that because your multitasking is amazing. I do think that you understood what this book was putting out. I think you liked it more than Ninth House. You gave Ninth House like a 2.75. I think you would give this book at least a 3. If you gave that one a 2.75, a 3 or a 3.25. I think you like this more.
Oh, same as that.
But yeah. I mean, where do we even begin? Can we just start off with Alex and Dawes trying to open a portal to hell by themselves?
Yeah.
Damn, these bitches really thought. They were like,
I feel like the characters never really understood what the hell they were doing, which is really weird because you would think that they would realize, oh, we're delving into like darker magic because, you know, hell. I don't think they ever really understood the consequences of literally anything that they were doing at this point because they really wanted Darlington back because everybody loves him.
Yeah. I agree with you that they never understood. They literally went to fucking hell and probably only packed sunscreen. Like they did not think
not even sunscreen was the last thing on their mind.
But they did this ritual to open the portal without even bringing more people, and there's supposed to be 4 because there's supposed to be 1 for every face of the pole, so north, south, east, west.
Yeah.
They had
I loved.
Me too. They had went, but instead there was like wolves there. And
it's like demon wolves.
They I can't remember how exactly it happened, but they were like, no, we got to get out of here. It's too unsafe.
It's
But
too dangerous.
while they were leaving, you can hear Darlington's voice. And in desperation, he just says, wait. And then they close the portal.
I was like, this fucking tease.
Oh my God. I felt so bad.
I felt stressed.
Dude, I literally thought that, like you said, this was going to be a tease and we wouldn't see Darlington until the end. Last page.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And I thought it was just going to be like, thanks. You know what I mean? Like, that's.
It's like,
exactly
you know, those like moments, you know, like those moments in zombie movies when their hand just comes out of the grave. Like, I thought that's what it was going to be. It was like, all right, that's all you get from him.
Yep.
End the book. I do really like the team that they form because it's Alex, Dawes, Turner, and Trip, which I was like pleasantly surprised that Trip became like a bigger, you know, like a bigger role in the story because I did like his character a lot. I thought he was funny. You know, he's very like chill. He's a very like Cali boy.
Yep. I love him too. I love that this team that forms. It doesn't form until after the fact that they tried doing this portal thing and they realized that there was like a security alert at Darlington's home. And it turns out that the circle where they had tried to summon Darlington the first time with the murderer Dean guy was like functioning, and they saw a naked Darlington in like a meditation pose, just sitting there completely okay. And his body was very excited. Like, how else do we say this?
Yeah, he was turned on. Literally.
Turned on, kind of like, wait, words coming to me? Wait. Kind of like a glow stick.
Literally, when that happened, I was like, Leigh Bardugo, you're mine. It's just
Leigh, you're
gold.
I bet you when she turned this into the editors, they were like, that's it. That's the winning line.
They stopped right there. They're like, I don't have to read more, bitch. Publish that.
I do have the winning line screenshotted. Can I read it to you?
Yes, please.
Well, I have one version of the winning line where, because Darlington's not talking to anyone, but there is a point where Alex goes back a second time and Darlington is finally talking to her. And she's like, Darlington, you know you're naked, right? Like some perverse statue, hands resting on his knees, horns alight, and cock erect and glowing. And it's like, what the fuck, Leigh? Leigh? Hello?
I just love the horns, though. The horns was a nice little touch, you know? Yes. Fucking loved it.
I thought it added a lot to his character. Like, I thought it made him a stronger character, honestly.
Yeah,
and you know what?
He went from a 4.5 to a 5.
Work. But I also really like the fact that when Alex was looking at him, she noticed that even his shoulders looked broader. Like, he was Darlington, but he was not the Darlington that went there. Like,
because he's been bench pressing. You know, like, what else is there to do?
Alex, sit on my back. Let me do push-ups. But I felt sad because, like we said, we're going to speed along with this story. There is a point where there's like this huge fight between the big bad, who is the one keeping Darlington basically imprisoned, and Alex, and they're fighting, and Darlington is in that circle in another room and he can't escape it because it's the salt circle. And he did say that technically he can leave, but he feels like when he tries to go through it, he becomes less human. And he does go through it in order to save Alex. Dude, I
fucking love him. I was so good. I don't know. Like, obviously it's very much his character, so it wasn't surprising, but still when it happened, I was like, no, wait, just fucking let her die. I'm just kidding.
No, but I felt so bad for him because, like, of course, he immediately back in the living. He fucking has horns, but you know what, bitch? It adds to the look. They're retractable, whatever.
I love it.
It's funny too.
Retractable.
Immediately when the fight is over, Alex is standing there and she's just like, oh my God, that was intense. Darlington's right there. His parents are dead in the basement. Like, there's a lot going on. We don't even have to talk about that. But it's funny because he turns around and starts walking up the stairs and she's like, where are you going? He's like, Alex, I'm naked. Like, there's only so much time you can stand naked.
Look at me.
Don't look at me. Don't look at my glow stick.
Alex, look away. I'm embarrassed.
I've never hated a word to describe a body part more than glow stick. I
never even thought about that. So when I read that, I was like, wait, like for real? Like for real?
It's funny because it was glowing. Like it was like golden light.
Like a glow stick.
Yeah, but it's also kind of like holy. Like, damn. Should I pray to it? Like Darlington.
Wait, so does that mean that you can crack it?
More in the third book, I hope. Shirley thinks we have to bring up in her Q&A.
The fact that nothing even like happened where we would get some answers with this glow stick, I'm a little disappointed.
Can I say something? Because there was sexual tension between them in the first book, I was 1000% like thought that in Hellbent they were at least going to have sex once. Because
did I.
He wanted to. Like, he even mentioned, like, it's so hard to, like, act human. Because, Dawes made soup and I wanted to lap it up like a dog. Kind of like I wanted to lap up Alex. And it's like, bitch, you just thought that?
What? Like, wait, say that again.
Like, I literally was expecting it. I thought they were going to do it in the salt circle where God can watch. Well,
I'd be like, no, look away.
Very a través de mi ventana vibes, but
yeah. Let's not bring her up.
But I thought they were going to, and honestly, I'm a little disappointed that they didn't.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm disappointed too. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like it's still going for that like slow burn,
There's nothing slow about this book. I feel like it's slow in all the wrong places.
An attempt of a slow.
Okay. I understand.
Listen, he was in hell, okay? So the fire is on.
It really sucks because when Darlington comes back, it's just kind of like, okay, now he's back. And even Alex feels it. Like, it's kind of awkward that you're back.
Yeah.
And Dawes and Darlington do have a moment where they hug, and Alex was like, oh shit, was I supposed to do that? Like,
I know.
I didn't hug him. And
I thought that was so funny. It's like very telling to her character though, because obviously like it's not like a jerk reaction, right? To someone you haven't seen for how long?
Yeah. And it's so sad too, because there's even a moment where Darlington kind of steps back and he's seeing Alex and Dawes coming up with a plan. And he's like, oh,
I know.
Oh my God, they are so capable. Is that because I wasn't here?
Yeah, because obviously before he was very much like the leader, he would be the one. Because I don't know if we ever mentioned it, but he was Alex's mentor.
Yeah.
So seeing them like capable of like planning shit out without him, I felt like was very eye-opening to him, where he was like, oh my God, they've grown. And you know what? I'm going to go back in hell. They don't need me anymore.
And there was even a point where like it was it was before the portal to hell was open, where Alex, who had now taken the position of mentor, which Darlington used to be, she was mentoring someone else. And when she was speaking to them, Dawes mentioned like, oh, you sounded a lot like Darlington, And it's like,
yeah.
That's so fucking sad. So it makes me sad because, he was in a place, and Alex brings it up too. He was in a place far worse than what she was going through. And she was going through a lot of shit. But the fact that he was in hell for a year and they didn't expect him, it's like they didn't even think that he was going to come back differently. But he's no longer someone who views the world in such a wonder. Like someone who was so willing to like snitch on Alex being a murderer is now to the point where like, yeah, that's not bad. Like people have done worse.
But I feel like it makes sense though, because they were so focused on just getting him back. I mean, think about it. They weren't even thinking about any repercussions. So obviously they weren't thinking about like, oh, how's he going to be like as a person? Yep. So I think they were only focused on just getting him back. And that was literally it.
And it's a little bit of a wasted opportunity, honestly, because I know that Darlington was trying to compose himself and act more human. I wish it was more of a struggle for him. Because
same. I really wanted to see like what is his like what is like how is your like reactions? Like what is God, I'm sorry. How does a demon act, I guess, you know? Or like a demonic like figure act in moments where you're trying to be human.
And he said too, like he would feed off of bad energy. Like he would do what the demons would do, but he wasn't doing that out here. And I wanted to see that. Like there was one point where a demon was trying to leech off of the energy of Alex and he went feral on them. I wish we would have seen more of that. That's
I
what
know.
I wanted
Same.
To see.
Yeah, because then it would have been more heartbreaking, because obviously with how he was before in the first book, it would have been really sad to see like, oh, well, this is what they turned him into.
Because then it would have kind of felt like Alex and Darlington's characters flopped. But in this one, Alex was dealing with just as much
I think you mean
shit.
Flipped.
Oh, yeah.
Because flopped would be like flop.
No, because they didn't flop. They bopped. Thank you. But
exactly.
No, yeah, I wish their characters would have flipped like the way that they were, because I feel like it would have been nice to see someone who was like essentially mended together by Darlington's kindness. I wish we would have seen Alex try to do the same for him.
That would have been so good. I would have loved that.
And also to bring up, because I mean, Leigh, you already wrote it. You can't change it. The fact that she brought up killing Darlington being an option only once, but never really following through with it. I wish there would have been a moment where they were like, okay, he's acting feral. Do we have to put him down? Type of thing.
Yeah. See, that would have hurt.
That would have hurt, but it would have been interesting to see.
It would have made sense. Yeah. It would have been realistic, because obviously he's a whole different person now.
Oh my God. How did you feel about that part where Darlington was showing his tattoos to Alex? And she was like, what are those to? Or what are those for? And it's like, oh, it's because I'm bound. And it's like, oh, it's what? To a demon? It's like, no, I'm bound to you.
I thought it was cute.
Was it a dream? I didn't know if that was a dream or not.
I don't know, because I feel like some of those moments were kind of like in a haze. Wasn't that... Wait, when was that present? I remember that moment, but when was it brought up?
It was brought up after they had all eaten together. And he was sitting in his room and Dawes was asleep and Alex was going to sleep, but she couldn't. So she walked to his study and the door was open.
Was that the moment where he like vows that he would like do anything for her pretty much?
Yes.
And she was like, LOL. Anyway, like she just like brushes it off. No, I really loved that moment. I just wish a little like it would have been more explicit, you know? Because we know what he's trying to say, but I wish he would have been like, no, Alex, like, here, look at me. Hear me. I'm bound to you, okay? But I did really like that moment.
I also wish, because they had another cute moment where, oh my gosh, they were just talking. And Darlington brings up like, oh, that's what I missed about you, Stern, when you act like this. And she, without thinking, says, oh, so you missed me? And
yeah,
that was so sweet, because he was like, as much as someone with no emotions, a demon with no emotions can miss a person. Like, that's how much I missed you.
He's like, so not at all, actually.
Yeah, now that I bring it up, I actually didn't miss you at all. I was just trying to be nice.
I was just making small talk, trying to be human.
But it turns out that when they had gone to get Darlington, because it was Dawes, Turner, Trip, and Alex, they had brought back demons. And in order for the demons to go away, they needed to put the demons back. And it all hell breaks loose while they're trying to go to hell.
Hell is bent. Get it?
Oh my God. That's why it's called that. No, Trip is MIA. He's like, okay, guys, meet you there, and just MIA, doesn't come. So Darlington basically has to go back to hell in order to help them finish this ritual. But he brings up to Alex and to Dawes separately that not everyone's going to be able to make it. And, Alex doesn't seem like the sacrificing type. So he might have to stay. And I think it's really cute because even Alex brings up you know what? You follow the rules too much. You don't have to stay. We can break the rules.
Yeah.
That says a lot about both of them.
I know. But he was like, I mean, I will if you want me to.
Oh my God. But they go back. No one stays. They're good. And they basically go to Trip's house because it's like, Trip, where you at? We had this whole mish. We even took a selfie together.
Mish?
We didn't even come.
And you missed.
Good one, Dawes. But they go to Trip's house and they realize that his body is just on the floor, completely mutilated and out of blood. And his demon, who has now taken the form of Trip, and I guess is him, is there. And he looks horrible. But he still has Trip's personality, which Trip, remember, is a surfer boy. So he's like...
Yeah, and so he's cracking jokes. And I'm like, well, I mean, I'm sad that your body's dead right there, but also you're kind of killing it. You're kind of funny.
It's funny because they were like, what do we do with him? Do we kill him? And it's like, I don't know. Is that the real Trip? And Alex turns to him and is like, Trip, do you want to drink my blood? It's like, no. You know what? Honestly, yeah, I kind of do. But I'm not.
Honestly, I've been thinking about it since I first saw you, honestly.
And they had brought up too, should we just get him rats? And he's like, rats? Ew.
Oh, I would never stoop so low.
I may be a vampire, but I still have morals. Oh my gosh.
I still have morals. Morals above everything else, okay, guys? Anyway, could someone get me a cow or a sheep?
Human, Alex. I mean, who said that?
Alex, Dawes, anyone?
Honestly, who even cares about Darlington, right? It's not like we went to hell for him. It's like,
No, literally.
Just kind of ends with Trip wanting to drink blood, and they're like, oh, Trip. And then they all jump in the air, and it plays 80s music, and it was a sitcom the whole time.
That's literally what I was thinking. I was like, they jump in the air, and then they all land on the couch. All giggling about what? Who knows? It's a secret.
Just a quip from Trip, and it's like a motto, and he has it merch.
No, but for real, I do love Trip.
Yeah, I do too. But this book ended so quick. When it ended, it started playing the Audible music. This is Audible. You just listened to it. It was doing that. It was like, what the fuck? I finished it? What? Okay.
Yeah. It pretty much what you need to understand about the ending is that they just need to right their wrongs. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
From their trip to hell.
Whoa. Their trip to hell, not featuring Trip. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, in the next one.
Well, who knows? Maybe it's going to be all Trip.
It's just Trip. Trip is going on a trip.
Can I tell you that I was expecting, like I said, I was expecting that there'd be more explicit scenes that were not sexual assault in this one.
Oh,
and that
would have been nice.
The reason I was expecting that, though, is because Leigh Bardugo herself, the queen, she said that this book was romantic and sexy.
So you're telling me she fucking lied? You're telling me she's a liar?
I don't know if
she knows. I guess the glow stick is kind of sexy. A little.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
I'll give her that. Her mind is beautiful.
Amazon order a bunch of glow sticks because I never want to forget him. Like,
In solidarity.
I know. I'll crack one every day for you. Thank you.
Until the next one comes out.
Oh my god. Can you imagine if this book were like a movie, like on opening night? You know how they have those really like high beams that go to the sky? It's just one for Darlington, one out for him. King.
Pour it out.
But she said that it was going to be that. And I don't know. I think she was trying to go into the adult genre.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
like I said, the way that she writes sexual things makes me feel gross. Like when she called his penis an erect cock. And I was like, you just kind of threw that at me. Like, that was a lot. I couldn't handle it.
Aw. Your mindset just wasn't there, I guess. It didn't throw me that off, but I do understand, like, some of the writing, it wasn't, like, my favorite either. Like, some of the, like with, like, the sexy descriptions, I guess. But the erect cock, I was like, yeah, whatever. Girl, we've read so much spice here.
No, I know, but it just felt so off-putting with everything else that was happening.
Oh, that was happening, yeah. No, yeah, you're right.
But you notice we talked
I wasn't mad, though.
No, I wasn't either. I'm still super
you know
disappointed.
what? I'm actually looking at that page right now.
I'm still super disappointed. 2 disappointments. That they didn't have sex in that salt circle. And that there wasn't a moment where they were like, it's dark. And Darlington's like, I got this. Like, unzips. You hear a crack. And then it's like, oh my God.
Oh my God. Wait, if you think about it, he's kind of like Alina.
Oh my. Wait. Darlington. Darkling.
Alina. No, what?
Wait. Hear me out. Alex starts with an A. Alina. Dude, she's been playing us. She's just writing another Grishaverse.
What? You know what? Yes, I see your connections now. Now that I think about it, but I mean, he has a glow stick, and Alina, her power is light. For those of you who haven't read Shadow and Bone.
Welcome to Conspiracy Corner. Oh my gosh. But that was a wasted opportunity, honestly. They could have used a glow stick.
Yeah. Yeah, in the middle of the fucking night.
It would have been dark.
And
then
it lights the way.
It would have been dark. And they would have just been like, can't you just pull out your thing? And he's like, well, like, I gotta be in the mood. And it's like, okay, everyone, let him think.
It's like, everyone look away, please.
I know, look away while I think for a bit. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Wasted.
Or while something happens. I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, she can't have that happen. There's a murder going on. There was a lot of fucking murders that happened in this book, by the way. Didn't give a fuck about them.
No. Do they really matter?
Like I said,
I don't think they do.
We talked about this whole story like we did the Ninth House without even bringing up the main plot line of the murders of the school.
Because the main plot is actually Darlington, okay? That's the main plot.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you.
I would do anything to just read chapters of Darlington just interacting with everyone. I fucking love him.
Yeah, there wasn't enough of him.
There never is. There never is. And I wish they would have explored his views of the world more. Mm-hmm. No, and his glow stick, of course.
Oh, my bad.
We're on different pages, apparently.
Oh, sorry. Different topic. My bad. I thought we were still on that.
No, don't get me wrong.
No, but I agree, though.
Always on the brain.
I do agree, though. I kind of wish that we would have seen how hell pretty much changed him because he was so different in the first book. But maybe in the third one, we'll get to see more of that. Well, hopefully there's more of a struggle, too.
Would you want to read the third one?
Oh, are we going to go to our overall thoughts? You go first, since I went first last time.
I think you should go first. I want you to go first.
Okay. Why?
Because I'm interested. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna be honest. You know, reading this was a bit of a haze for me. I did, grasp everything that was happening, but I feel like since I was kind of, trying to meet a deadline here, I didn't really get to appreciate the story as much as other people because this book is really, really popular already. It was a very anticipated book for the year. And so that's a little intimidating because I just feel like I'm not on that, wow, love the Alex Stern books train, you know? But I do agree that this book was more enjoyable than the first one. And I feel like it helps that we kind of understood the world more, you know? So there was less of, you know, just throwing shit at us to just like, you know, like the lore and all that.
Yeah.
So there was less of that, but still, I didn't really like, still really love the writing. Love the characters, love Trip, love him so much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would read the third one, honestly. I would be down if you want to read it, but like me personally, like myself, like would I add it to my personal TBR? I don't think so. Unless she promises me like something special happening with the glow stick, then I would be like, you know what, Leigh, you got me there. You know what? That's all you had to say, Leigh. I think I would still give it like a 2.75 or a 3. I don't know. What did I give the other one? A 2.75?
Yeah, and I said you were going to give this one a 3.
Yeah, probably like around the same. I did like it more. So maybe I'd give it a 3 then.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I didn't really think about my ratings, you know?
No, you're
throughout
fine.
the day.
You're
just
fine.
finished this, okay?
It is just hitting you. Like talking about this, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I've had a day to sit on this because I finished it yesterday. I'm a little disappointed. Like I expected so much out of these 2 books. I expected to like this book. And correct me if I'm wrong, Melly liked this book, right? Our friend.
Oh, she loved this book. She gave it a 4. The first
did?
one. She hasn't finished Hellbent yet.
Have you told her how you feel about this at all?
No, and I'm scared to.
I know, me too.
This is how I felt when I didn't love Gideon the Ninth. I was like, oh, I don't want to disappoint Melissa out of everyone.
No, I get what you mean. I wanted to like this book. I had so many high expectations because I like Shadow and Bone. Like I thought I would like this. I love Crooked Kingdom and Six of Crows.
Yeah.
But I was disappointed. And I think now talking about it as a whole, because I did take notes about what I wanted to talk about. I did not like the representation in this book. It threw me off.
Okay.
Alex was Mexicana. And
yeah, I didn't love that either because of like the whole dad situation.
Yes. And
just rubbed me the wrong way.
Also, there was a word, or not a word. There was a part where they said she was getting tan. It's like, wow, you're going to look all Mexicana. And it was like, hello? Like, I don't want to hear that.
It's weird because, yes, I agree with you. I didn't love the representation either. But the fan art, it does make me feel a certain way because I do love seeing that, okay, she's not white, you know? Like, she's not like a blonde white girl. So you can tell. And she has hoop earrings, too, in the fan art. So I'm like, okay.
Love that for her. But it did throw me off. I wish it would have been done better. But I did enjoy this book a lot more than I enjoyed the first one. I think I enjoyed it because I like the idea of going through something in a group where it's irreversible. Like you go through something and now you're going to have to stick with each other because of what you know. Because Alex, Dawes, Turner, and Trip actually, when they're getting to hell, they see their worst experiences in flashes and everyone figures out that they've all done horrible things. But I like that doesn't change their views on each other. Like that just kind of makes them closer. They have a group chat. Like
you can't get closer than that.
I know. So I liked that a lot. And I wanted to see more of this group in Darlington just trying to figure out where they stand in life. I wanted to see more of that. And there was even like a point that they had brought up with some doors don't need to be opened. And I wish that would have been the case with Darlington. I wish that they would have reached a point where, like, you know, we can't save everyone, which sucks because that was the lead up, but that was never brought up again. And that disappointed me.
Because it's Darlington.
I know. And I would do anything for that glow stick, but but I wish that would have been brought up again. And even the fact that one of the big bads, doesn't matter who he is, had brought up that, or maybe it was Darlington, a dream can be a distraction. A dream can be a distraction just as much as it can be a goal. And their dream of saving Darlington, like, I wish it would have, like, gotten a little
represented
hazy.
that.
Yeah. I wish it would have gotten hard where it was like, am I really supposed to be doing this? I'm fucking opening a portal to hell. But
yeah, I agree with you.
Never really saw any of that. I just felt like there was so much potential with these books. And like I said, Leigh Bardugo writes amazing characters, but honestly, her plot's lacking. And I think I'm getting Leigh Bardugo exhaustion from reading these 2 books back to back.
Really?
Yeah, like as soon as I finished it and you said you weren't done yet, I was like, thank fucking God, I need a day to breathe. Like, that was so much. I feel like I would have been
because you weren't ready to film it yet.
No, I feel like I needed a break from Leigh Bardugo for a bit.
Yeah.
But overall, I did like this book. I still don't get why there's a rabbit in the front. It was in it. The rabbit was in the story, but I didn't get that.
Can I just say?
Go ahead.
I know people have, like, I feel like some phobias are more accepted. You know, like snakes. People have a phobia of snakes. I don't like white rabbits. I don't know if it's a phobia or if they just give me the ick. But I hate this book cover so much.
Comfort.
I can't even look at it for too long because it makes my skin crawl. Is that weird?
No. It's not weird. It's just I didn't think you would hate it so much because I actually love the cover.
No, don't you remember that Melissa, I think, shared it on the group chat?
Oh, you're right.
And I was like,
ew.
No, pass.
I kind of liked, because what I thought before, I thought the snakes were more representing of Alex's character. And you know how bunnies were back then, like sacrificial animals? I thought the sacrifice was going to be Darlington. Like, I thought that's what it was going towards.
That would have been great. Now that would have made sense.
No, but he's a glow stick. He can't be a rabbit at the same time.
I mean, you can if you believe in it, I guess.
I overall did not really like this story. I think both of us are going to have to read the third one because Melissa's probably going to want to read it, and I do want to talk about it with her.
I mean, we don't have to.
I don't have to, but I'm going to give this story.
I am down though.
Thank you. I am down too. But I'm going to complain the whole time. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to give this story a solid 2 out of 5.
Oh, so they're the same.
Yeah.
2.
I like it more, but I still don't like it. I love Darlington. Darlington, 5 out of 5. Are you kidding me? Love that kid.
The glow stick? 5 out of 5.
Love it. Still a lot of wasted potential in that
though.
salt circle, but
honestly, I think that's like your biggest disappointment.
that should have happened. Like, come on.
I
If she was
agree.
the only
I
one
agree.
that could cross it, hello, I would be over there in a second.
I'd be like, hold on, guys. BRB.
Oh my God. I can't. 2. Solid 2. Are we done?
Yeah, we are done.
Oh my God. Thank you, everyone who stuck around to listen to us talk about 2 whole books in one episode.
I know. I hope it was enjoyable. Hopefully.
I enjoyed it.
Let us
I
know
had
what you
fun.
think, though.
Yeah, please let us know if you are listening to us in audio form, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or anywhere you get your podcasts on. Thank you so much. If you can leave a review about this episode and also a rating of 5 stars, that would be amazing because that actually helps a lot with exposure.
And I feel like thanks to the people that have been rating us 5 stars, we've been gaining a lot more exposure recently. So thank you guys so much. We really, really appreciate it.
Yes. And If you want to also tell your friends, family, loved ones about us, the best type of exposure is through word of mouth. So that would be amazing. We are currently away from each other, so our YouTube videos are a little different. They're only in audio form. But if you are watching us on YouTube, thank you so much. If you can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can see when our posts are updated. We do film Tuesdays and Thursdays. YouTube is a little behind, but
we're very behind,
yeah.
and I'm so sorry about that.
You have a final.
No time.
You have a final.
I haven't had no time.
You have a final. I evacuated my home, so like, we really are toughing it out.
We didn't even say why. It's been hella raining. That's why.
It's been hella raining. The river at my town flooded. I'm good. Me and my cats are safe.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
But that's pretty much it. At the end of our episodes, we roll a dice, and if it lands on an odd number, we read a negative review of the books. If it lands on an even, we read a positive review. I think that we should read a review of both books.
Oh, okay. So, do you want to pull one up for Ninth House, and I'll do one for Hellbent? I got a 6.
A 6, that's a positive review.
Mm-hmm.
This is a review for Ninth House. Saba on Goodreads gave it a 5-star and wrote, "This book is just fabulous. It has excellent world building, deep, dark mystery, fascinating characters that you root for even when you don't like their choices. A twisty, original, and unexpected plot that had me guessing all the way until the end. Highly, highly recommend." So what's our number for Hellbent?
Okay, let me roll my virtual dice. I got a 5.
Okay, I found one. I found one on Goodreads. It comes from Claire, who gave it a 1 out of 5. And she writes, "How to be a negligent rabbit owner 101.
Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh. Do you need
We never brought... Yeah, I do need a study, for sure. But we never brought up what you told me about Leigh Bardugo's live.
About her. Oh, she said there's going to be a 6 of Crows 3. Double it. 12 of Crows. There's more of them. Wait, minus 1. 11. Ooh, sorry. I forgot.
Oh, what? I was like, your math is not right. It's 5.
I know. Now 5 of Crows. 6
okay,
minus
spoiler
1 of
alert.
Yeah,
There's still 6 of Crows. The 1 is us.